welcome back to Daily Drives. We're on episode 31, and today I'm talking about help not coming. So the title of it is actually Help Isn't Coming, and I got the idea for this topic based off of our patrol base that we had in Iraq. So the base itself was super close to the Iranian border, so you have the Iraq-Iran border, and our little camp or a little base was probably less than a city block from where the Iran border was. And with that, the whole concept of the help isn't coming. So a lot of different areas, you might have different resources and assets available to you. One of the big ones is having air assets like helicopters or reconnaissance drones, stuff like that above. But since we were so close to the border, there wasn't a lot of times they wouldn't allow for that type of stuff. And so really the only helicopters that came in were when they were dropping people off or picking people up. And one of the things was kind of our contingency plan with our base. If the event happened where it did get overrun either by the Iraqi, the different terrorist organizations that were in the area that were Iraqi, or if the Iranians somehow came in and overrun the base, we had a plan to evacuate the people, whoever was still living. So again, pretty small base, and you had different towers around, the different guard towers around the base. And in each of those towers, you had a 240 machine gun and AT4. So the AT4, you just had it's a single-use rocket launcher. We had one in every tower, and the only reason it was there because if we got overrun, then a weapon like that would be used to disable something like a tank or something like that. Again, single use, you have one rocket, and then it's a useless tube after that. But that was the whole mindset and reason for having that in each of the towers. And our plan was, if we did get overrun, then whoever was surviving would load the people and whatever sensitive gear they could into the MRAPs, which are the mine-resistant, ambush-protected vehicles, kind of like a giant SUV if you've never seen one before. But the plan was to load everyone in those and then head towards the FOB, or the bigger base there. And those AT4s were just kind of to delay the attack long enough so that we could get everyone out. But that's where I got the concept of help isn't coming from, that because you're in that mindset of there aren't going to be any helicopters coming overhead. You know, it could create a lot bigger of an international incident if they came that close and the Iranians wanted to shoot down a helicopter or something like that. So the risk side of it was just not to have the helicopters there. So you can apply this to your daily life, this mindset of help isn't coming, because a lot of times we get reliant on thinking that there's always going to be someone to fall back on, to whether it's with your fitness or with learning a new skill or a hobby or a new job. There's always going to be someone there that's going to hold your hand and guide you through the process and make sure that you do what you say you're going to do. And a lot of times that isn't true. And so you have to learn to rely on yourself, especially when it comes to, so let's take, for example, fitness. If you want to lose 20 pounds, unless you hire a coach, there's not going to be anyone there that's going to hold your hand every step along the way. You have to learn to rely on yourself and to develop that motivation and that drive from within to do what you really want to do. And again, it applies to everywhere else in your life. Again, whether it's career related, whether it's just a hobby or skill you want to learn, and again with fitness. But don't get into the comfortable mindset of thinking that help is always going to be there for you, because a lot of times it's not going to be. So learn to rely on yourself. There will be times when other people are going to help you, but again, don't expect it every single time. So help isn't coming. Rely on yourself. Learn to develop that motivation and that skill and that drive from within to go after what you want.